Hey everybody, this is Sifu Z.
Johan.
And welcome to our new series, How to Apply Wing Chun. Now, if you haven't checked out the other lesson, then go ahead and check that out in the description below. That's called the Brat. And then come check this out. Today's lesson is called Hula Hips. Right? Hula hips. There's my hula girl back here, right? Yeah. And with our hula hips, we can animate our hula hips by doing an axle rose or, I'll go into those later. But right now, I want you to know the hula hips. Now, in Wing Chun, we call this Gerk, and it's connected to our Yee Mah, right? Which is our grounding, grabbing from the ground. Now, what I'm going to show you today is how to apply those concepts of Gerk and Yee Mah. Now, this was shown to me first by Grandmaster Chris Chan at US Wing Chun. And what Chris Chan had shown us was this pivoting right here, right? And not all schools kind of have that or include that in their form or seal and towel. You've gone to other schools and it wasn't in that.
No.
So now I'm not sure how many schools do or do not include that within their first form. I know eventually it's used because it's used in Chum Q, right? However, Chris Chan seemed to think it was very important and added it very early on. So, hula hips, what are we talking about here? It's an application where we already showed how you can use the Brat to sort of resist being picked up. Right? And then we sort of hinted into hula hips when I showed the Brat, which is pivoting and moving from side to side. Now, I really want to get into that pivoting and moving side to side because it's not as simple as you might think. In fact, sometimes it might be very hard to move from one side to another. So sometimes maybe you have to include a hook in order to get that space, right? Where you'd be doing a pummel. So in this case, he has me here and I'm trying to turn. So I go here and I turn. So now I've got some leverage here, right? And now I can start doing stuff, escaping out maybe, go to here, however. That's not what I'm trying to show you because there's so much you can do with this application. So with the Brat, you're sinking down so they can't pick you up, and you're also kind of curving your body in somewhat of an awkward manner so you become very awkward to deal with. So that's the Brat. But the hula hips are important because if you just try to turn, it's not going to be very effective, especially if they really got a hold on you. So what you have to do is you have to load up and really torque the hips. Load up and torque the hips. So stand here just like feet. Yeah, I'm just going to show you a concept here. So if I wanted to put your hands behind your back, this is just so they can see, okay? Watch, just with my hips alone, right?
Yeah.
Just the hips alone.
A lot of power.
A lot of power. So you don't want to miss out on that power base for when we talk later on about our strikes, our so-called strikes, right? Using that power base. But anyway, right now we're going to use that power base in order to turn, because if I just turn like this, there's no power in that. I sink and I load up as if I'm going to try to hit something right here with my hips. Bam! You see how I almost load up and then really strike with the hips. Same thing over here, and really strike, right? So this will give you the torque that's needed in order to turn, especially if they have you and you're here. Now, just using your arms alone isn't going to work. You have to use the torque. Feel how strong that is? Right, now from here, man, he's in trouble now. All I have to do is switch my legs and bam, 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 bam. He put me right where I want him. It's the old Wing Chun saying, right? So again, hula hips is you sink, go into the brat, and then hula hips. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now it doesn't matter how long you've been training in Wing Chun. If you already know this or this is new to you, you're always going to work on your hula hips. Always going to work, because it's not a matter of knowing, you'll have to know and apply. That's why this Wing Chun, Applying Wing Chun series is going to be very useful and kind of exciting for us to do.
Very much so.
So again, the brat, hula hips, bam. All right. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, be sure to leave them down below. I have some other lessons linked down below for you. Of course, the previous lesson, the brat. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified of when we're doing new lessons. We're pretty much putting out one new lesson a week, so that way you guys can focus on it. And then we have a live class that we do on Monday nights. And if you'd like to join us there, more information at sifuz.com. Or if you want to go right in and start training with us, go to patreon.com/sifuz, and you can start training with us for as little as $1 a month. You can train with us for free, just right here. But if you want to pick it up some, you can go over on the Patreon and continue your training over there. If you like the content that we're putting out and you'd like to just contribute to that, you can do that over at paypal.me/sifuz, and over there you can make a one-time contribution for any amount, and your contributions help to keep this whole thing going. And I want to thank all of you that have already contributed and also subscribed, and to all of our patrons over at Patreon. You guys are the ones that make this happen. All right, we'll see you next lesson.